Good morning to everyone. So in previous class we started about instrumentation amplifiers. It's a special discussion. It's a special discussion we discussed in the last class. And next we discussed about voltage to current converters. Voltage to current converters. Two types of voltage to current converter. One is floating load voltage, and second one is grounded load voltage. So in today's class we will discuss about the extension of instrumentation amplifiers, and next we will discuss about the current to voltage converters, and next we will discuss about the voltage follower or buffer. Voltage follower or buffer. So before going into the discussion, so in last class we discussed about instrumentation amplifier. Okay, the main what is the purpose of instrumentation amplifier means instrumentation amplifier is a device which is used to measure physical quantities like humidity, temperature, moisture, okay, and all other physical quantities can be measured with instrumentation amplifier, instrumentation operation amplifier. So this instrumentation operation amplifier, see, this instrumentation operation amplifier is connected in a cascaded mechanism. It is connected with in a cascaded mechanism. That means the input of the instrumentation amplifier is taken from the output of the transducer. Okay, that means the entire operational amplifier, this instrumentation amplifier is connected in a cascading mechanism. That means in output of the first stage is connected with respect to input of the second stage. Okay, so that means output of the transducer is taken as an input to this particular amplifiers, and next this output is taken as input to this particular amplifier. Okay, so here we use a special construction, special arrangement. Here we use multiple amplifiers. Okay, see, multiple amplifiers. Why we are saying multiple amplifier connection means this is a differential amplifier, and this is a non-inverting type operational amplifier. Okay, we call this as a buffer amplifier or voltage follower amplifier. Okay, this looks like a non-inverting type unity feedback operational amplifier. We don't have feedback connection, but the feedback is connected with respect to the non-inverting terminal and output voltage terminal. Okay, that means in last class discussion we discussed about operational amplifiers. Okay, the operational amplifier is a special implementation of operational amplifier. Okay, here we don't use single input type. That means as we used in inverting type operational amplifier, and are we used in a non-inverting type operational amplifier, as we used in inverting type operational amplifier, and as we used in non-inverting type operational amplifier, we don't use single input ended type. We use we use two inputs, inverting type inputs and non-inverting type inputs, and it is not a single connection, it is a special arrangement. Here we use a differential amplifier followed by an input buffer amplifier or voltage follower circuit. It is a voltage follower circuit. The main purpose of instrumentation amplifier is for the measurement of physical quantities. Like in last class we discussed the examples like implementation of instrumentation amplifier in dairy plants. That means mostly in the measurement of temperature, humidity, and moisture in dairy plants, mostly in the refrigeration units where we store the milk packets. And second thing is to measure the temperature of the plastic furnace particularly. Okay, so that means how do we measure the physical quantities? Either it may be a temperature, or it may be humidity, or it may be moisture. Okay, whatever it may be the physical quantity, how we do means we use a transducer. A transducer is an electronic device which converts physical quantity into electrical quantity. Electrical quantity is converted into physical quantity. Okay, sorry, physical quantity is converted into electrical quantity. So and that output of the transducer is fed as an input to this particular instrumentation amplifier. See, this is a 3 op-amp type instrumentation amplifier, or it can be called as triple op-amp instrumentation amplifier. Okay, so if we connect this particular operational amplifier, see this, we are saying that this is a special arrangement, and we are using a differential amplifier in connection with respect to the here. This is nothing but voltage follower circuit or buffer amplifier circuit. Okay, voltage follower circuit or buffer amplifier circuit, and at the output of this particular voltage follower circuits A1 and A2, we are observing the output voltage, and this output is given as an input to this particular differential amplifier. That means this entire triple operational amplifier, triple op amp instrumentation amplifier, this behave like a cascading mechanism. That means output of the transducer. Transducer is a device which converts physical quantity into electrical quantity, and the output of the transducer is given as an input to this voltage follower circuit, and this output of this particular voltage follower circuit is given as an input to this particular difference amplifier circuit. Okay, don't get yourself confused. Difference amplifier is different from differentiator. In difference amplifier, output voltage is proportional to the difference of inputs. Okay, but in the discussion of differentiator, output voltage is proportional to the derivative of first input derivative. Okay, difference amplifier is different from differentiator. Here we are proposing differential amplifier. Okay, difference amplifier or differential amplifier. Okay, so coming into the next discussion, this is about the topics we discussed in last class, and next we calculated about the gain value. We calculated the gain value by using superposition theorem. So these are the advantages of three op amp instrumentation circuit. What are the main advantages? Means the gain value of 3 op amp instrumentation circuit can be varied. 3 op amp instrumentation circuit can be varied by controlling or by adjusting the gain value. That means by adjusting the gain value, we can control the op amps. We control the gain of the operational amplifier, and the gain of the operational amplifier is only depending upon the external resistance we are using. It won't depend upon any internal resistances. It won't depend upon any input resistances. The gain of the operational amplifier is purely depending upon the external resistances. Okay, and second thing is the input impedance. The behavior of input impedance in this particular instrumentation operational amplifier is very high. Very high at the particular non-inverting type unity feedback. The input of the operational amplifier depends upon the actual voltage input of this particular operational amplifier. That means, see here, at this particular circuit, this is non-inverting type unity feedback operational amplifier, or it is a voltage follower circuit, or this can be called as a buffer follower circuit, or buffer amplifier. Mostly this is called as buffer amplifier circuit. So if we connect, if we observe the voltage at this particular terminal, okay, the voltage at this particular terminal is depending upon the input voltage, because here we are having very high input impedance in the particular terminals of the non-inverting operational amplifier. So because of the input impedance is very high, the incoming currents will be limited and the loss coefficients will be reduced. Okay, and second thing is the behavior of output impedance. The behavior of output impedance should be very low. Okay, output impedance is very low means loss components or power dissipation or power loss at the particular output terminals will be very less. Okay, and CMRR ratio, behavior of CMRR ratio, this is called as CMRR ratio or common mode rejection ratio. CMRR ratio or common mode rejection ratio. At the instant of CMRR ratio or common mode rejection ratio, what actually happens in this particular instrumentation amplifier means the CMRR ratio of instrumentation amplifier should be very high. Why? Means if the common mode rejection ratio is high, okay, the common mode signal which is created at ideal operational amplifier condition will be eliminated, and the operational amplifier will take only the differential input. Okay, it will take only the differential input, so that the voltage gain of the operational amplifier will be proper and it will be high. Okay, in order to maintain a proper gain value, in order to maintain a proper voltage gain value, always the CMRR ratio should be high. such that the common mode voltage signal will be eliminated. Okay, so these are the very peculiar advantages of a triple operational amplifier or three operational instrumentation amplifier. So if we see what are the general requirements, so up to now we discussed about three operational amplifier and its advantages. So from this discussion, how can we define what is the proper advantages, or how can we design a good instrumentation amplifier? Okay, so the actual instrumentation amplifier is to measure the physical quantities. Actual instrumentation amplifier is used to measure the instrumentation quantities. So this particular instrumentation amplifier should have less noise rejection. This already in last class we discussed about. Instrumentation amplifier is having good noise immunity. That means it can reduce the disturbance of a signal. It can reduce the disturbance of a signal, and the interference components are very, very less. Okay, so these are the general things we are all very familiar with. Okay, so what makes the instrumentation amplifier an ideal one? What makes the instrumentation amplifier a proper thing, a proper operational amplifier means, so if we have a finite, accurate and stable gain, that means the behavior of gain should be finite, the behavior of gain should be accurate, and the behavior of gain should be stable. Okay, how this happens? How this happens means, if we select a proper transducer, so very low level signal will be amplified from the transducer. Okay, so that low level signal from the transducer is next passed through this particular voltage follower circuit or non-inverting unity feedback circuit, and at that condition the gain value, at that condition it is a negative feedback connected, negative unity feedback connected non-inverting terminal, and the gain will be finite. Okay, so if the gain is finite, the entire stability of a system is good. Okay, that is the actual problem coming in open loop operational amplifier. In open loop operational amplifier, the voltage gain is very, very high. Okay, and the voltage gain of the open loop operational amplifier is inversely proportional to stability. That means the voltage, if the voltage gain increases, stability starting decreases. So that's why we proposed the negative feedback system, and that negative feedback system will create a particular finite gain system, and we are having a finite and accurate gain means the stability of the system will be improved. Okay, right. So coming into the second one is easier gain adjustment. Okay, in the first point we said that is a finite gain. Easier gain adjustment means the proper value of gain can be calculated over a prescribed range value, over a specific range value. Okay, that means the gain value should be calculated in an easier manner, in a precise manner. Okay, at the particular closed loop condition. In our discussion of three op amp instrumentation amplifier, we calculated the gain in a easier manner by following a superposition principle. So the gain value which we calculated is easier, and it is precise, and it is accurate. Okay, and third thing is about the high input impedance. High input impedance, that means the input resistance of the operational amplifier should be very, very high. So why the input impedance very, very high means, if the input impedance of the operational amplifier is high, if it is high means at that condition the input impedance is high, means the very low incoming currents flowing through the 3 op amp instrumentation amplifier will be limited. Okay, 3 op amp instrumentation will be limited, and the proper incoming currents will be reduced, means the voltage signal will be flowed in a proper manner. Okay, low output impedance, we already said in the advantages why the output impedance of the operational amplifier should be very, very low means, in order to reduce the dissipation factor. Okay, the loss factor observed at the output terminals has to be very, very low. That's why we have to maintain the output impedance very low. Okay, in most of the conditions it is ideally zero. That's what we said. Output impedance of the good instrumentation operational amplifier should be low to avoid loading effect. That means loss coefficient at particular output terminals. So coming into the next discussion means, so that is high CMRR, common mode rejection ratio. The common mode rejection ratio has to be very, very high, such that the common mode signal will be eliminated. So operational amplifier will take only differential input. and the voltage gain will be finite, and it will be maximum. Okay, slew rate is very, very important in a particular operational amplifier. In the concept of slew rate, the slew rate of the instrumentation amplifier is very, very high. The main purpose of slew rate means the slew rate helps us in our instrumentation operational amplifier. Here in our discussion, the slew rate helps us to avoid the distortions in the output voltages. To avoid the distortions, that means the slew rate at a particular voltage of 0.5 volts. Ideal, if in an ideal operational amplifier, the slew rate is 0.5 volts. If that particular 0.5 volts slew rate will help us the in the operation instrumentation operational amplifier, our output voltage distortion will be avoided. Okay, with the help of slew rate condition. And second thing is low power consumption. Instrumentation amplifier has to take very low amount of power such that the incoming currents will be eliminated and the loss coefficients will be regulated. And the last thing is thermal drift and thermal drifts and time drifts. Okay, thermal drift in the sense temperature drift. Effect of temperature on the instrumentation amplifier has to be very, very less. Temperature effect is less means if there is any change in input, otherwise if there is a temperature effect or thermal drift, if there is any change in input, definitely the temperature will be increased and the entire instrumentation operational amplifier will get heated in a less amount of time due to voltage changes. Okay, so we have to take additional auxiliary equipments like heat sinks, cooling fans. We have to use all of them, and that will increase the cost of the system. In order to eliminate that condition, we have to design an instrumentation amplifier with a particular low temperature effect or with a particular low temperature drift or low temperature effect. Okay, in a short span of time. Okay, and next point is about applications of instrumentation amplifier. We discussed about what is meant by instrumentation amplifier, at where we will use the instrumentation amplifier. We discussed about the construction, we discussed about the advantages, and we discussed about the ideal conditions of instrumentation amplifier. Okay, the main instrumentation amplifier main purpose means it is a special arrangement. It is a combination of differential amplifier with an buffer instrumentation. It is a combination of differential amplifier and buffer amplifier. Okay, instrumentation amplifier and buffer amplifier. Okay, so it is a special arrangement. It will measure the physical quantities. It will measure the physical quantities like moisture, temperature, okay, and humidity, and all type of physical quantities can be measured. It is constructed in a cascading mechanism. So if we see the applications of the instrumentation amplifier, so the instrumentation amplifier, it is connected with respect to the transducer. The instrumentation amplifier which is constructed with respect to the connection of transducer. The connection of transducer. So see, this is the connection of a transducer with respect to 3 operational amplifiers. See in this particular circuit. So this looks like a transducer. This is a bridge type transducer. Here we have 4 resistances. Okay, and it is taking a physical signal. And it is converted into the voltage input, and next it is bypassed to the voltage input as a voltage output as an input to this particular 3 op amp instrumentation amplifier. Okay, right? So this is a transducer. Okay, so here in our application, instrumentation amplifier is a device which converts physical quantities into electrical quantities. It can measure the physical quantities with the help of a transducer. Okay, so this is like a transducer equipment. We are using thermistors. Here we are using thermistors. Okay, so how can we measure temperature? Means the temperature can be controlled using this equipment. The temperature can be controlled by how can we control the temperature means, if in the particular resistive bridge, if we balance the temperature with a specific reference temperature, that means this entire resistance bridge will be balanced with a specific reference temperature. Okay, entire bridge is balanced with a specific reference temperature. This Wheatstone bridge, this looks like a Wheatstone bridge, and this is balanced with a specific reference standard temperature. And after, if there is any change in temperature, the bridge will come into an unbalanced condition. Okay, and that change in temperature can be observed with respect to change in output voltage, and that will be detected with this particular operational amplifier, instrumentation operational amplifier. Okay, that means at the first condition the bridge is balanced. The bridge is balanced at with a particular reference temperature. Okay, if there is any change in the temperature of the resistances, the bridge will come into the unbalanced condition. The balanced bridge will come into unbalanced condition. Okay, and next what will happen, and at that unbalanced condition is achieved, and a voltage signal is forwarded to this particular instrumentation amplifier, and the particular change in temperature will be observed or identified. That is the discussion with respect to temperature controller. Okay, and the same circuit can be also used for temperature indicator. Okay, the circuit is shown as a temperature controller, same it can be used as a temperature indicator. Okay, so initially when the bridge is balanced with a particular standard reference temperature, the output voltage V0 is 0. Output voltage V0 is 0. So if there is any rise in temperature, the reference temperature will be observed, and that change will be detected. Okay, and the same type of circuit will be used for light intensity meter. In the place of this particular thermistors, we used a photodiodes. Photodiodes are solar cells. We can connect a photodiode, or we can connect a solar cell. Okay, so and this particular bridge, and this means we will place solar cells or photodiodes in the place of resistors. We replace the resistors with the photodiodes, and we will balance the entire bridge in dark condition. We will balance the bridge of photodiodes, or we will balance the bridge of solar cells in dark condition, in a particular dark or dim light condition. So when there is a fall of light, this balanced bridge in dark condition will be unbalanced again, and it will send a voltage signal to this particular instrumentation amplifier, and we will detect the particular change in light condition with the help of operational amplifier or instrument operational amplifier. So that is about the explanation of light intensity meter. That means there are three applications of instrumentation amplifier. First one is temperature controller, and second thing is temperature indicator, and third one is light intensity meter. Okay, and next we discussed about voltage to current converters. There are two types of voltage to current converters. Here we are using a standard Ohm's law expression for measurement of voltage to current conversion. For measuring of voltage to current conversion or identifying the voltage to current conversion, traditionally we discussed about 2 points, 2 classifications. One second. Traditionally, we used two types of classification. One is floating load voltage to current converter and ground load voltage to current converter. We discussed in our previous class. This is floating load voltage to current converter. Floating load voltage in the sense load voltage is not grounded. But the load voltage is connected in the form of a feedback terminal. There is no additional feedback terminal. Load voltage is connected in the format of a feedback terminal. Next, this is a type of inverting type This is a type of non-inverting type feedback non-inverting type amplifier, operational amplifier, and we analyzed the behavior here. And the second one is ground load voltage to current converter. In the discussion of ground load voltage to current converter, what we did means we grounded the load resistance, ground load voltage. That means we grounded the load resistance here. And this looks like a difference amplifier. But what we did means we grounded the inverting terminal, and this behave non-inverting type operational amplifier. And next we explained the behavior of mathematical analysis. mathematical analysis. Okay, so and second next thing is current to voltage converter. Up to now our discussion is gone with respect to voltage to current converters, instrumentation, operational amplifiers, and the next discussion is current to voltage converters. Current to voltage converters, here what we are doing is we are converting the current signal to voltage signal, current signal to the voltage signal. So this is a different application with respect to voltage to current converters. We are converting the current signal into voltage signal. Okay, so here at the source condition we are placing a current source. Current source, mostly this is a photodiodes or photo cells or solar cells or photovoltaic cells. Okay, what actually happens in a photovoltaic cells, or what actually happens with respect to this particular condition, if we connect a photovoltaic cell or solar cell or photodiode at this condition, means at this stage the incident light which is falling on the particular solar cell or photodiode, incident light which is falling on the particular solar cell or photodiode, it will convert the particular incident radiant energy or incident radiant energy, or the light energy is converted into current. Okay, light energy is converted into current here, and next the current will pass through this particular input impedance resistance. This is a input resistance or impedance. The input resistance here Ri is very high. Okay, the input impedance which is connected here, the Ri is very high, and this particular input impedance is very high, means the current will not pass through this particular resistance. It will directly flow through this particular feedback loop, and next it will go through R0. It will go through R0. It will pass through R0. Okay, that means the input impedance is very high. The current can't be current won't pass through this particular resistance. The current will be limited. Current will be limited. That's why we have chosen this part. Okay, and there is a feedback resistor. Feedback resistor with respect to a capacitor is connected here. Feedback resistor and a capacitor is connected here. Sometimes we will take a resistor feedback and sometimes we will take capacitor feedback. Okay, depends upon the application. Depending upon the application. And this is a non-inverting type operational amplifier. Sorry. This is a inverting type operational amplifier, not inverting type operational amplifier. And this is inverting type operational amplifier, and non-inverting terminal is grounded. Okay, non-inverting terminal is grounded. If the non-inverting terminal is grounded, what will happen? Here the terminal voltage is 0. Okay, if the terminal voltage is 0 at this particular non-inverting terminal, the terminal voltage is 0. Because of the terminal voltage 0 at this particular non-inverting terminal, the voltage at this particular virtual earth point is 0. Okay, that means the current is started flowing through the particular resistance, and there is no current flowing through this particular inverting terminal and non-inverting terminal, because the virtual ground voltage is 0, because non-inverting terminal voltage is 0. Okay, and this is a high input impedance. Current will start flowing through this particular resistance. That's why the output voltage V0 is proportional to IS, source current, into feedback resistance RF. Okay, but why there is a negative connection here means, it is an inverting operational amplifier. Inverting operational amplifier, what is the conclusion we discussed at the point? What is observation? The main discussion of behavior of output voltage. The output voltage is the inverse of input. That's why V0 is equal to minus of IS into RF. Okay, V0 is equal to minus of IS into RF. So that is about voltage to current converter. Okay, we have used a particular photodiode. We have used a particular photodiode or a photovoltaic cell and this particular input correction, and we converted the voltage signal into current signal. Okay, right. So coming into the next discussion, this is buffer amplifier. This is buffer amplifier or voltage follower circuit. Buffer amplifier or voltage follower circuit. So this is an interesting discussion. This is an interesting discussion. What actually happening with respect to the voltage follower or amplifier, buffer amplifier. See, so this is a non-inverting type voltage, non-inverting type operational amplifier. Non-inverting type operational amplifier. See, non-inverting type operational amplifier. Input terminal is connected here. Input terminal is connected here, and next non-inverting terminal is grounded. Non-inverting terminal is grounded, and next this is the inverting terminal is grounded, and the R1 is the resistance of the inverting terminal, and this is the feedback resistance connected. Negative feedback is connected here. Okay, this is a non-inverting type operational amplifier. Non-inverting type operational amplifier. Okay, so what is the definition of a voltage follower or buffer amplifier? What is the definition of voltage follower or buffer amplifier means? In the discussion of voltage follower or buffer amplifier, the output voltage is proportional to input voltage of same magnitude. Okay, that means V0 output voltage is equal to the V input voltage at a same magnitude. Name in the self saying like voltage follower. Name in the self saying voltage follower. Voltage follower in the sense output voltage is following with respect to input voltage of same magnitude. Output voltage is following with respect to the input magnitude at a particular same magnitude. V0 is following V input at a particular same magnitude. Okay, so how to design this particular voltage follower or buffer amplifier? How to design this voltage follower or buffer amplifier means, okay, so there is no input resistance at this particular non-inverting terminal. Okay, but here we have input resistance. Okay, and we eliminate that input resistance. We have an infinite input impedance. We should have infinite input impedance. Okay, so, and the second thing is we eliminate this particular feedback resistance, and we will connect this particular feedback resistance to output. That means here there is a virtual short circuit of feedback connection with respect to output. Okay, see this particular circuit. We are very familiar with this type of circuit. This looks like a non-inverting type unity feedback circuit. What we discussed in instrumentation operation amplifier, right? See here. See here, this is very familiar. What we are saying. So this is nothing but voltage follower circuit or buffer amplifier circuit. This is the non-inverting type feedback circuit or voltage follower circuit where output voltage is proportional to the input voltage of same magnitude. That's why see here the output voltage is V2 and the input voltage is V2 of same magnitude. There is no change in magnitude. There is no change in polarity. So that's where we proposed the voltage follower circuit or buffer amplifier circuit. This is the peculiar application where we use this particular voltage follower circuit where we need a particular output voltage of same input voltage. Output voltage is same with respect to input voltage with same magnitude. Even there is no change in polarity. Okay, so this is about this is called as virtual short circuit. Okay, see how we connect that. So from the particular non-inverting terminal voltage, there is no resistance here. V2 is nothing but terminal voltage of a non-inverting terminal. V2 is equal to V input. Okay, there is no resistance, input resistance here. And second thing what we do means at this particular virtual earth point, we know from the basic of the operational amplifier, what is the basic of the operational amplifier? At the existence of virtual earth point voltage, this virtual earth point voltage is equal to the voltage at this particular point of non-inverting terminal. Okay, that means virtual earth point voltage is equal to the voltage of non-inverting terminal voltage. Okay, so V1 is equal to V2, that is equal to V input. That's what we said. Virtual earth point voltage V1 is equal to V2 is equal to V input, and the input impedance is very high, and the feedback resistance is 0, and this looks like this is called virtual short circuiting. We are short circuiting the resistance with respect to output. Okay, right. So second thing is our feedback is 0. Okay, so that condition, same what we are happening, we are short circuiting the feedback resistance here. So the output voltage is equal to V naught is equal to V1 is equal to V2 is equal to V input. Okay, so this is a theoretical manner, this is a theoretical way. If we discuss this in a mathematical analysis, this is a non-inverting operational amplifier. Gain is gain formula. What is the gain formula? V naught by V input is equal to 1 plus RF divided by R1. Okay, we short circuited the feedback, R feedback is 0, and next R feedback is 0, that's why it is 0. R feedback is 0 here. At that condition R feedback is 0. Okay, resistance feedback is 0, and input impedance is infinite. Okay, this is infinite. Okay, and next V output divided by V input is equal to 1. Okay, 1 plus 0 by infinite is nothing but 1. So such that output voltage is equal to input voltage. Okay, the output voltage is equal to input voltage. So from that, so what is the definition of a buffer amplifier, or what is the definition of voltage amplifier? Means output voltage is proportional to the input voltage at same magnitude without any change in sign. Okay, output voltage follows the input voltage, that's why it is voltage follower or buffer amplifier. Voltage follower or buffer amplifier. So this is our discussion. So if we go to the new concept, two op amp instrumentation amplifier. This is this is very interesting thing. Okay, so previously we discussed about a triple op amp instrumentation amplifier. We all at this condition we are very familiar what is meant by instrumentation amplifier. Okay, what is meant by instrumentation amplifier? Instrumentation amplifier is a device which measures the physical quantities. Okay, with the help of a transducer. It works in a cascading mechanism. Transducer will convert the physical signal into voltage signal. That voltage signal, which is nothing but output of the transducer, is given as an input to this particular instrumentation amplifier. Okay, so and second thing we said that this is a special arrangement. And second thing we said this is a special arrangement where we will connect the operational amplifier, in a special arrangement. See here we have a difference operational amplifier. This is the difference operational amplifier, and next here we have a particular amplifier. So what is this particular amplifier? Anybody just respond in the chat box. What is the behavior? What is the peculiar construction of A2? Did somebody responded? Chat box. Right. Okay. Right. It is having high input impedance. Okay. So this is nothing but our voltage follower circuit. Okay. This is nothing but voltage follower circuit or buffer. Right. Buffer amplifier. Right. Somebody responded correctly. Right. So this is our buffer amplifier. That means here we are connecting the differential amplifier with respect to a voltage follower circuit or buffer amplifier circuit. Okay, buffer amplifier circuit. So this is our voltage follower circuit or buffer amplifier circuit, and the difference amplifier is connected with respect to buffer amplifier. Okay, so if we analyze this thing, if we analyze the configuration, there is a difference with respect to 3 operational amplifier and 2 operational amplifier. If we explain with respect to 3 operational amplifier and 2 operational amplifier, see A1 is the first amplifier, that is our difference operational amplifier, and A2 is our second operational amplifier, that is voltage amplifier, our voltage follower circuit or buffer follower circuit. Okay, see here we have a variable resistance, right? See here, this is a variable resistance R3. This is a variable resistance R3. This is called variable resistance because of this particular variable resistance, which is having a particular high impedance. We can create a variable voltage gain. That is the objective. Okay, a variable voltage gain can be created in at the only at the discussion of a 2 op amp instrumentation amplifier. With respect to our discussion 2 op amp instrumentation amplifier, we will create a variable voltage gain. Variable voltage gain. This is not happened with 3 op amp instrumentation amplifier. In the discussion of 3 op amp instrumentation amplifier, we haven't came with this point of variable voltage gain. Okay, we created a particular voltage gain where the gain value is finite and it is good, but here we are creating a particular variable voltage gain. That means the depending upon the particular operation, depending upon the particular application, we can create a specific variable voltage gain. That means at the instant of creating a variable voltage gain, this 2 op amp instrumentation operational amplifier will come. Okay, that means whenever there is a need of a variable voltage gain creation, at that discussion we will analyze a 2 op amp instrumentation amplifier. Okay, so this is coming into the circuit configuration. So A1 is nothing but our difference amplifier, and 2 op amp instrumentation amplifier is a 2 input segment type operational amplifier. Okay, so we said that is a basic specification of a instrumentation amplifier. Unlike the previous operational amplifiers, this is not single input type. Okay, instrumentation amplifier is a 2 input type operational amplifier. Similarly, we are using 2 inputs. Okay, output of the transducer is taken as an input here, and this 2 op amp instrumentation amplifier is also connected in a cascading mechanism. Okay, and next A2 is nothing but our voltage follower circuit, and here we have a feedback resistance R1. Okay, here we have a feedback resistance R1, and next feedback resistance R1, and this particular inverting terminal is having a resistance of R2. Okay, inverting resistance is connecting in inverting terminal is having a resistance of R2, and V input is connected to this particular A2 voltage follower circuit, and V input 2 is connected to this particular difference amplifier circuit. Okay, so here that is the difference. Okay, in the previous 3 op amp segment, we connected the entire output of the transducer directly to the voltage follower circuit, but we are connecting one terminal to the voltage follower circuit and another terminal to the difference operational amplifier, and this output of the operational amplifier for voltage, this is a voltage follower circuit. This output of the voltage follower circuit is given as an input to this particular operational amplifier A1. Okay, this output is taken as an input to A1. Okay, that's why the condition of cascading is also satisfied. Okay, so if we analyze in a mathematical manner, if we analyze in a particular mathematical manner, okay, so voltage at node 1 is equal to the voltage at node 2. See, this is a node 1, this is a node 2, and this is a node 3, and this is a node 4, and this is a node 5. Okay, so here we have a non-inverting terminal input. Okay, and at the particular node 2 point is called as virtual earth point or virtual ground point. So as per operational amplifier principle, voltage at node 1 is equal to voltage at node 2, that is nothing but input voltage 2. Okay, and with respect to the behavior of operational amplifier 2, voltage at node 5 is same as the voltage at node 4 at this virtual earth point. Okay, so voltage at node 5 is equal to voltage at node 4 is equal to V input. Okay, so we will analyze the currents. Here we have 3 currents, 3 incoming currents. I1 is the current flowing through the feedback resistance of A2. I2 is the current flowing through the non-inverting terminal, and I3 is the current flowing through the variable voltage that is R suffix 3. Our variable voltage R suffix 3. Okay, so if we analyze the currents, I2 is equal to V naught 4 divided by R2. Okay, we know that V naught 4 is nothing but IN1. Okay, what is the value of I1? I1 is equal to Vn4 minus Vn3 divided by R1. Okay, behavior of I1. So here we can observe the behavior of I1 input currents at this particular node, Vn4 minus Vn3. The drop across R1 can be explained with respect to the current expression I1, that is Vn for voltage at node 4 minus voltage at node 3 divided by R1. Okay, and that will be analyzed, that is equal to V input 1. Okay, Vn4 is equal to V input 1 minus V input 3 divided by R1. Okay, and next I3. So I3 is equal to voltage I3. So where the I3 current is flowing, I3 current is flowing here. I3 current is flown here. I3 can be explained with respect to voltage drop across D minus voltage drop across B divided by R3. Okay, mostly it is explained like this. This is the D point voltage. This is the D point, and this is the VB point. This is the D point, and this is the B point. That is VD minus V3 divided by R3. So okay, so that is about the expression. So that can be explained with respect to V input 1. Okay, that is explained with respect to V input 1 minus V input 2. Okay, Vn4 minus Vn2 divided by R3, whereas Vn4 is nothing but V input 1 and Vn2 is nothing but V input 2 divided by R3. So that is about the behavior of currents in the two op-amp instrumentation amplifier. And next we will do the voltage analysis. This is the current analysis. Next we will see the behavior of voltage analysis in next class.